So, we went for a photo walk last evening with the latest Realme 8 Pro and the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, the only two 108 megapixel snappers under 20,000 rupees available today, but there can only be one winner. We took a lot of pictures and we have a lot to talk about. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon and we'll get started right away. In good lighting conditions, the Realme 8 Pro's images turn out a bit too contrasty, sometimes messes up the dynamic range. It's worth mentioning that HDR was enabled on both phones. It was not on auto. Here, look at the tree. It's kind of dark, and the reflection of the sun on those windows is also overexposed on the 8 Pro's image. Overexposed as in it's too bright, too white, no details. Same here. The 8 Pro's image could have been a little brighter in my opinion. Now, here's something I don't like about most camera comparisons on YouTube. You can only see landscape pictures. A lot of real-life scenarios are skipped, which means you might not learn about certain limitations or issues. Like, we shot a few pictures with a proper subject in frame. We noticed that the Note 10 Pro Max does a better job of identifying the subject and focusing on it quickly, thereby producing a sharper result, like even if we don't tap on the subject. Here's another example. If you zoom in, you can see the difference in sharpness. And it's not just about focus, even regular landscape photos from the Note 10 Pro Max turn out sharper. What's weird is, if you switch to the 108 megapixel mode on both phones, the photos are actually equally sharp. There is barely any difference between them. But in the regular photo mode, I don't know why Realme's processing is not that good. The images are not that sharp. Both phones reproduce the colors quite well. They are almost equally good. However, the Note 10 Pro Max is more consistent. Sometimes the Realme 8 Pro messes up the colors. They are oversaturated and they look very artificial. I thought maybe I forgot to disable AI mode and chroma mode, but actually they were disabled. I don't know why this happens. I noticed the same while clicking ultra-wide images as well. But yeah, like I said, it happens only sometimes. And once again, when it comes to sharpness and detail levels in ultra-wide photos, the Note 10 Pro Max is better. And the corners are considerably sharper. Realme definitely has some work to do here. But yeah, I must admit, sometimes I like Realme's portrayal of colors, even if they're not very accurate. Like this one right here, it's very beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, you should check out these amazing tempered glasses from our sponsor, Glazed Ink. If there's a perfect example of the Beauty and the Beast, it's glazed ink tempered glass. Okay, that's a bit too much. But yeah, that's how functional it is. Glazed Ink has these beautiful curved tempered glasses with actual 2.5D curved glass along the edges, which essentially eliminate the awkward gap on the sides which you may get from installing most other tempered glasses in the market. Glazed Ink makes these durable tempered glasses for a lot of phones, including the Realme 8 Pro, Redmi Note 10 Pro Max and so on. So do check out Glazed Ink, link in the description. Technology Jog subscribers can use the promo code TJOG to get 10% discount. Moving on, when it comes to macro photography, this time for a change, Redmi has dared to leap. They've gone for a really good sensor and lens. The Note can click 5 megapixel macro photos and they look really good. Way better than the Realme 8 Pro's macro photos. There is no comparison at all here. With Realme, you cannot go very close to the subject. If you do, the images will turn out blurry. When it comes to portrait mode, both phones are almost equally good. The edge detection is great. Only in extreme situations like this, they have some issues. Otherwise, sometimes Redmi gets better portraits, sometimes Realme gets better portraits. Cannot really pick a winner. Both phones have some cool filters on offer. Personally, I like these effects on the Realme 8 Pro. One major difference here, the Realme 8 Pro can also shoot portrait videos, and it's pretty good too. It does a fair job of isolating the subject from the background. Now, here are some portraits from the front cameras. The colors are more natural on the Note 10 Pro Max's portraits, but otherwise there is nothing much to comment here. Regular selfies, once again, they're more or less similar, barring some minor differences in color reproduction. Realme selfies are a bit more contrasty and punchy. Not much difference otherwise, but I'd give it to Realme. In low light though, there are a few major differences. Number one, the Note 10 Pro Max does better noise reduction. Look at the sky, it's very evident. Number two, the 8 Pro's images have a bit too much contrast, which is not necessarily bad. You may like it, but personally I prefer Redmi's representation here. You can see a lot more detail in the darker areas. Same here. You can also notice more noise on the 8 Pro's image here. Number 3, most important of all, when the scene is moderately lit, when there are bright and harsh lights in the frame, the Realme 8 Pro overexposes them. Now, these were shot in the regular mode, not night mode. Even then, the Note 10 Pro Max managed to capture all the details. Now, usually enabling night mode will bring out the details in those super bright regions, but unfortunately, the Realme 8 Pro still failed to do so. The difference is very obvious here. You can see even that glittery texture inside the lights on the Note 10 Pro Max's photo. Even the board under that is clearly visible. The Realme 8 Pro did a bad job here. Same here. Look at the R Studio board. Now, this is a huge bug because if you watch any of our previous camera comparisons involving a Realme phone, this did not happen. The night mode images were fine. I just don't understand how they mess up something or the other. This is the reason, we are generally against brands launching too many phones in too little time. They should at least test everything thoroughly before launch. Anyway, hopefully Realme notices this and fixes it via an OTA update. Here are some more low-light photos. Do let me know what you think in the comment section. The Note 10 Pro Max is better when it comes to ultra-wide photos too. Better color reproduction, more details, slightly brighter too. Realme's image has too much noise. However, Realme's ultra-wide camera has support for night mode while the Note 10 Pro Max doesn't. So in situations where you can turn on the night mode, basically when there is no movement in the frame, the 8 Pro gets much better results. I know we generally don't use the ultra-wide camera in extreme low light, but still, being a 20,000 rupee phone, I feel the Note 10 Pro Max must also get a night mode for the ultra-wide camera. It's just very basic. Next up, videos. Both phones can shoot 4K at 30 FPS. The quality is more or less similar here. Great detail levels, good colors, and decent dynamic range, and no stabilization. I'm sure you noticed. The focusing performance is also similar, nothing wrong with either phone. When it comes to ultra-wide videos, the Note 10 Pro Max is better. Two reasons. Number one, it's more stable. The Realme 8 Pro is kinda shaky. That's a big thing. Number two, these ultra-wide videos from both phones are 1080p, not 4K. But let's say you are shooting a 4K video using the main camera. Now you wanna shoot an ultra-wide video. On the Note 10 Pro Max, you can just switch to 0.6x and start shooting. Simple. But on the 8 Pro, you don't see the ultra-wide option at all. You are expected to go to settings, manually change the resolution to 1080p 30 FPS, only then the ultra-wide option appears. That's ridiculous. It must happen automatically, just like it does on the Note 10 Pro Max. So selfie videos, both phones can shoot 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now the thing is, on Realme, the default resolution was 720p. Why? It's been quite troublesome in this comparison. So I had to go to settings, enable 1080p first, and then start shooting this video. So mainly I'm shooting this to, check the video quality as well as the audio quality. So do let me know in the comment section how you find the audio. Am I audible? Am I clear? Another thing that you notice is that there's a significant crop on the Note 10 Pro Max's footage, which is, I'm not sure why it's there, because I'm not even sure if it's done for stabilization purpose. Is it stable? I don't think so. I don't find any difference. So yeah. So conclusion time, it's pretty easy. As you saw, the Note 10 Pro Max performed considerably better in most of the scenarios. Better main and ultra-wide camera performance in good lighting conditions, way better macro performance, better low-light performance. Realme 8 Pro performed better when it comes to few things like ultra-wide photos in low light because it has a night mode. Selfies are slightly better too. But yeah, overall, the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max is the best camera phone under 20,000 rupees, period. And you probably noticed the kind of effort that went into the making of this video. So kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye and take care.